Good. Yo.
Yo.
Welcome back to the Mark Hours podcast, the official podcast of YouTube. What's good with you, Chan?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm so happy, man.
Why you happy?
Number one, I'm happy off the strength that, excuse me. I'm happy off the strength that you clarified some things for me, so I ain't got to be mad no more.
That's good.
So that's good. 'Cause, you know, a win for you is a win for me.
Mm-hmm.
And a loss for you is a loss for me. So I straight was just like angry that day, but I'm happy that we ain't suffer no losses. But I'm happy. I finished all of my certifications I was working on this year.
Hey.
So yesterday's price ain't today's price. You know,
definitely not. Inflation.
Unless they come to me with yesterday's price and the day before price, I'm like, oh man, like this ain't. I'm going backwards. But other than that, man, I'm good, man. How's everything on your end?
Things are good, man. Life is beautiful still.
Oh yeah, it was good seeing your family. I stopped through during the Thanksgiving holiday to see Mama and everything like that.
Everybody's doing well.
See Mama and like your uncle and cousins. It was good seeing everybody.
It's actually my uncle's birthday.
Happy birthday, Uncle.
December 10th. So shout out to my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Man's strong, huh? But yeah, shout out to my uncle. Yeah, life is beautiful, man. A lot of new beginnings, a lot of things achieved this year, so I'm happy.
Yeah,
coming to a close.
I'm happy too, but I just want to do a PSA because this just crossed my mind too. If you want to be on the podcast, do not DM me only.
Don't DM me.
Right? Do not DM me only. Because most of the time I'm not checking DMs. If you see any active person posting clips on posting clips on Instagram, they just posting the clip and then they out. So many times than not, I'm not checking DMs. I'm going to show you on the screen. Send an email. I check emails every day. So I will most likely see you. I had somebody DM me. No one of popularity. Somebody I went to high school with. And they asked to be on the podcast. And I said, yo, send me an email of what you do. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just can't be like, hey, you have a podcast, let me be on the podcast. Like, send me an email. Because it's not a one-man podcast. It's two of us. And they did not send me an email. I'm still waiting on that email. And I guess they was looking for the friend discount of, yo, let me hop on your podcast. I'm like, hey, send me an email. Why you want to be on the podcast? What do you do? You just can't tell me you do community work and that you want to be on the podcast. Because community work can be drug dealer. You got to tell me something else you do in the community. Show me something. You know what I mean?
Why you gotta be a drug dealer?
Trust me, it could be anything. It could be. Listen here, if you do community work, I would think you would tell me specifically what you do in the community besides just making it vague like that. But hey, I do community work in the city of Baltimore. What did that mean?
If you're a drug dealer, I don't want to be talking to you about this guy. So you on your own with this one.
No, he's not a drug dealer.
Hey, drug dealer, you good with me? Don't come from my house.
And look, and the thing about it is, I have no problem having him on the podcast, but he still hasn't sent an email. And then when I go on the page to see what community work he does, I ain't see no community work on his page. So I'm lost.
We might as well just put the man's name. What's his that name? Just put it on the screen right now.
I'm like, no,
hey man, do some community work and actually show us proof.
No, because the reason why I can say that is because these people don't watch the episode; they watch the clips.
Yeah,
and they say that, so he probably not even gonna see this. But I'm just saying, if he does, I ain't got no problem standing behind it. But my thing is just send me an email and tell me what you do, because we're willing to talk to almost anybody. We're not too bougie to be like, oh no, we're not gonna talk to you because we got 74 subscribers. Like, no, we willing to talk to you, but we want to know why we're talking to you. You know what I mean? So that's all I gotta say. My fault, but go ahead. It just crossed my mind.
Cool.
Brittany Griner home.
Hey, that's big.
That's very big. I'm very happy she home.
That's real big.
A lot of people think mad that she home.
Why are they mad?
Because they figured that America did a bad trade.
What we traded?
That we let out the Russian arms dealer, the merchant arms dealer, for Brittany Griner, and they was like, you let out someone who was a terrorist for a basketball player just months ago, years ago, a year ago, if that. We was begging Joe Biden, like, what's taking you so long? If Trump was in office, Trump would have got him out. But now that we actually got him out, I'm thinking everybody would be happy. But now everybody mad. They say you left a Marine because there's also a Marine that's also a prisoner there. And they was like, you let out a basketball player over the Marine, and I'm just saying, which has been reported numerous times, the Marine wasn't up to be released. The Russians was not putting him up of have Brittany or have the Russian. I mean, have Brittany or have the Marine. That wasn't on the table. They was like, have Brittany or nothing for the arms dealer. So everybody, quote unquote, not everybody, but the ones that have the outrage and stuff on social media is saying America looks weak because we let out a basketball player over an actual Marine and stuff like that. So I'm happy Brittany Griner home.
Yeah, good for her, man.
I'm happy, man. But other than that, what else going on with you?
Nothing really. I mean, I'm just wrapping up this year. I'm taking my time with it. Not really pushing hard on any goals. If anything didn't get accomplished, hey, man. It is what it is.
But that's the thing. You usually start your year in October. Then, you started your year in October
true.
This year?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
But it's funny. Like, October is that October to December is really that time where I really don't do much. I have goals written, but I really don't do much. It's like January was when I start picking up on the year
with everybody else. Basically.
But what it does, writing your goals in October, it helps you kind of visualize what you want the year to look like.
Okay.
So, the whole time you're thinking about, okay, I want to do this. Nah, I thought I want to do this, and not so much. So it's not like in January I'm trying to think of goals and do all this. Like I've been thinking about my goals for about 3 months when everybody been thinking about it for like a day or a week. So
true.
Works out.
True, yeah. I'm gonna wait till January with everybody else.
That's fair.
I'm not, because I honestly I don't know what I want to do, and probably next episode or something like that we talk about this year and probably our next year goals if we have any.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that?
What's up?
I asked my girl what she wants to do for her birthday.
Her birthday is how close?
It's in May.
Okay.
And she was like, damn, that's so far away. I haven't thought about it. I was like, that's why. Because I ain't going to ask you in April. You can't think about it until the week of. And so I was like, let me know now what you want to do.
I do, because you are the budget guy. You are the one like, hey,
plan.
I'm doing my January budget. I'm like, bro, it's November. I'm doing my January budget right now, okay?
Yeah, I like the plan because I don't know. I don't like surprises, man. And I think that's the thing. When people, I had somebody tell me about art gallery they was doing. Shout out to my man's art gallery. But it was the day of. I was like, man, I can't make this. I already got plans for today. How you going to tell me? And then I have a homegirl who just hit me up 2 days ago talking about, hey, I need you to know if you RSVPing for a brunch. I need to know by Saturday. I'm like, bro. like that's you giving me 2 days to know if I could make it or not. It's just it's one of those things.
But I guess the truth of the matter is everybody's not as prepared and as not last minute as you are.
Well, I'm last minute. I'm definitely last minute guy.
Because like with me, I don't like surprises either. And depending on who you are, that's the thing. Depending on who you are, I can move stuff around to, let's say, if you was to say, hey, bro, I'm having a dinner today, unless I'm out of town or something that I just physically can't make it, I will move stuff around. But at the same time, I don't view it as disrespect to my time, but I see it more as I respect my time more because it's my responsibility to. So if you tell me something last minute, more times than not, I probably won't be able to make it.
Yeah.
And things like that. Because on top of that, I got a girl too. So it's like, do I just leave her here? Do I tell her? Most of the time, money is not the issue. But at the same time, it's so crazy. Money is almost never the issue with me. But I have like I don't want to spend this much money today. Even though I have it, it's just like I don't want to spend over $100 today. That's just too much. Like today, I straight did Christmas shopping. I don't want to go to a restaurant today or go out anywhere to eat today because I already spent over $100 today. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, I need to chill. But I feel you, man. So, what are we gonna talk about today?
I was listening to I don't know. You heard about Liver King?
Yes, the steroid man.
Steroid man.
Yeah,
he used to be the liver man, but now he's a steroid man.
Did you ever believe he wasn't on steroids?
I didn't really care that much.
Okay,
but I watched a video where they was breaking down like his whole like stitch. Is it stitch or stitch? I don't know what the word is, but his whole I guess schemes. Mm-hmm. And he used to be like, yo, the reason why I look like this at age 50 is because I eat liver, I sleep, I do this, I do that, and I kind of just want to share this with the world. Like, this is my purpose. I just want to help people. I just want to make sure other people can feel the way I feel, look the way I look. Like, this is my purpose. And so he kind of blew up in the last 2 years, making a whole bunch of money, selling products. I think he was became a millionaire off of the products that he was selling.
Word.
And then it got me thinking, people who always talk about helping people and making people feel better, they always talking about it's not the money for me, it's the purpose for me. And I was like, if you're a millionaire or you making a lot of money and you talking about helping people, you gotta be a scammer.
Whoa.
You got to be a scammer.
Hold on. Repeat that for me. If you're a millionaire and if you're talking about helping people
and you're making millions of dollars helping people, and you're saying it's not the money.
Okay.
It's not the money for me.
I don't think he sounded like that.
I just want to help people. That's really why I really do this for. You're a scammer.
Do you think that take or that position is a little extreme?
I mean, there's probably exceptions, but there's exceptions to every rule.
Oh, so basically you saying majority
are scammers. Gotta be. I don't trust anybody that says I don't do it for the money. I do it for
I ain't gonna hold
to
you.
Help people.
I ain't gonna hold you. I wasn't familiar with the Liver King. I think I probably seen a video, or how you see in the suggestions of something on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I probably saw a video of his thumbnail or something like that pass through my suggested a year ago or maybe something like that. But this was the first time I actually seen the Liver King actually watch a video. If you believe this man wasn't on steroids, you're just gullible.
Is The Rock on steroids?
Yes.
Okay.
Allegedly, you're not gonna sue me. Joe Rogan just came out saying The Rock should just come out clean right now.
The Rock's on steroids.
I don't want to believe it because The Rock is one of my favorite people in the world that I don't want to meet. But this guy, even with his body, he doesn't look like The Rock. And he doesn't train like The Rock. This man just said he eats liver and work out. And sleeps. The Rock talking about he work out twice a day. At least your cover up gotta be at least a little better. You get what I'm saying? You gotta say, hey man, you gotta eat liver and you gotta work and you gotta do 2 a days and you gotta, you know what I mean? But just eating liver and sleeping, come on, man. I looked at this guy, even though he's in his 50s, you say, he looks older. He looks like an old 50-year-old man. So that's why I'm we didn't believe that he was on steroids or on some type of growth hormone or hormone growth, something like that. That's just wow. Now, to your point, I think I have to agree partially.
Okay.
Because I grew up in church. And matter of fact, let me take this back. I grew up in churches. So this is not just an opinion of just one church.
Oh, okay.
This is just not an opinion of one building and one ministry. I grew up in churches. I've been in over 7 churches in my lifetime, right?
Which ones was the worst?
From the time that I grew up in Jersey to the time I'm here in Baltimore. Okay. When it comes to whenever somebody position themselves, in my opinion, to be some type of messianic figure, then I gotta look at you kind of like, eh. So whenever he said, I'm here to help people, and he's making millions off of it, and a lot of people believe in him more than in the mission that he said that he's doing it with the liver and the sleeping, I have to look at you kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a guard up or something like that, because it's like, bro, I'm looking at you like there's no way that you. Now the thing that makes it look bad is that you said he was selling products of how to get the body that he has. Mm-hmm. I think that's not cool.
But a lot of these fitness people, that's what they do, right?
Okay.
Which is also why I don't really trust a lot of these fitness people.
Okay. When you say a lot, like you mean like over 50%?
And probably like 8%. Fitness people that are like IG famous or YouTube famous, or not like the local trainer down the street. But the people that are out here, always no shirt, always no shirt. Talk about, hey, I have a whole bunch of training, blah blah blah. You can get my free copy on my website. I never click on those websites because you click on the website, they asking for your email. Now they're asking for to get these pills and get this and get that before you get the free book that you just want. You just want the free book.
But all of a sudden, in all that transaction, you're buying pills that end up on the email list.
So the thing about a lot of these fitness people is like they gear a lot of their content into like, oh, I'm trying to help you guys to be the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
However, I'm selling all these other products that you guys could use that, for the most part, seem very useless. Like a lot of these multivitamins haven't been proven to work. Not a bit.
Not FDA approved at all.
And a lot of them are not FDA approved. A lot of these people, they talk about, oh, I've been doing this for about 10, 15 years. But it's like, who have you trained? Like, tell us who you train. You guys showing us pictures of these random people. Yeah. But like, if you train LeBron, okay, all right, you have some credibility. If you train some celebrities to get to a certain point in their fitness, okay, you got some credibility. But when you say, oh, I've been training for 10 to 15 years, it's like, what does that mean? And then a lot of times they got there just through their own dedication, through their own like grit. And so it's like you're pushing all these things, and then it's not me and you buying it, right? It's the 19-year-old, the 18-year-old, the 20-year-old.
And that goes to my point. Do you blame the scammer or the one that's getting scammed? Because I feel like a lot of smart people are not getting scammed.
Well, the people who are getting scammed are young. It has nothing to do with smartness. You thought The Rock was on steroids when he was 19.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, he wasn't selling me product of how to look like me.
If he could,
I probably still wouldn't buy it.
You wouldn't want to look like The Rock?
I like The Rock, but like I wouldn't have brought it. Look, there are other bodybuilders who I admire their figure and stuff like that. But there comes a point, and I'm looking at the Liver King. I'm like, bruh, no. Like, and maybe it's just me because I just don't. Maybe I protect myself by just not trusting nobody. I'm like, there's no way y'all believe this man was natural. There's no way y'all believe this man was natural. So at a certain point, do we as a society have to take accountability? Now, granted, I'm not trying to take accountability away from the scammer. Do we have to take accountability of like, yo, there is really no magic pill. There is no magic steps to get it from 0 to 100 or 0 to 10 if you want to make it simple. There are actual steps you have to take to get to whatever you want to get to. But
the thing is, you can never get to Liver King unless you're on steroids. So you might be a kid that's been working in the gym and he's like, damn, I don't look like that. Or maybe I need to supplement. Or maybe it's not for regular people. It's not like people who are just like chilling or just, don't want to look like that. But you got people who want to look like the Liver King. And they thinking, oh, you need supplements to look like the Liver King. oh, you need to eat liver to look like the liver, or you need to read one of his books that costs maybe $100, or go to the sermons, or what they call it,
his little conferences
to look like the Liver King. Then yeah, you're gonna pay into that because that's what you want to look like.
Yeah.
If you want to look like The Rock, I'm pretty sure if he had. That's why a lot of these people that train a lot of these athletes, they have like how to look like Chris Hemsworth. Is that guy's name?
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to look like this, train like this, look like this, do this. What probably like 99% of those celebrities also probably take steroids.
Probably.
But to even have an overarching thing, there's a thing that these people emulate, whether it's through smokes and mirrors, that somebody wants to look like that. Whether it's like a life coach, this life coach, he has a podcast, he's doing content on IG, he looks like he's living a lifestyle, traveling all over the world, driving expensive cars. I want to live that life.
Yeah,
I want to do that. I'm gonna buy into his program. I'm gonna buy his mentorship. I'm gonna buy his masterclass because I want to be like that. And I think that's the problem I have. It's like when you shape your life to look like a certain way, where it's not really that way, to sell a product.
Now, I was gonna say your problem specifically is him selling products and making money off of it. Now, what if he was just lying on YouTube and just saying like, I look like this and you look like this too, but he ain't sell no books. He didn't sell no products. He didn't sell no pills. He didn't sell no anything. He just basically like, hey, I do this by liver and sleep. Would like you still view him as a scammer?
Who does that?
I don't know.
It's like saying, you know, what if somebody, what if there was a government that was just giving out money to help other countries? Mm-hmm. Will you still think they were nefarious and try to mess up their politics or mess up their country or destabilize their country? It's like, no, but what country does that? Most countries that give out money, it comes with a, hey man.
It comes with a cost to it.
You know you're indebted to us now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, we want access to these resources now that we gave you this money. Hey man, I don't care how y'all use the money. Y'all don't really have to use it for the project. Mm-hmm. But understand that we need you to fight these people, or we need you to move our troops into your land.
But okay.
So it's like,
question. Liver is quote unquote supposed to be a healthier option. Eating liver,
raw liver.
I don't know about raw liver.
That's what he was eating.
That's wild, right? I don't know why people want to eat raw food, but I feel you, right?
Ancestors.
Even in
no, that's what it said. I'm not making this.
I know, but I'm just saying, is there a way to achieve both? In the sense of he was a scammer. Mm-hmm. And just by the Liver King, if he was to get someone just to start, let's say somebody didn't take his steps and his orders to that extreme way, I'm not gonna eat raw liver.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna get my sleep. Is it possible that he scammed a whole bunch of people and still helped some people? Or once you consider a liar and a scammer, do all that stuff like go away because now we got to question everything that you say and question all your intentions from the jump? But
I would say most scams help some group of people.
Really?
Yeah, I think the MLM people or the pyramid schemes help some people. The mentorship part, because a lot of those people start businesses. The people I know who was really into it, mm-hmm. they got like 2-3 businesses. There's one that's a chemical lab right now in Baltimore where she, produces a whole bunch of hair products through like experiments and stuff.
Okay.
She did the whole like thing for a while. I don't know if you guys remember Wolfpack, Remember Wolfpack back in 2012, 2013?
Okay.
They used to be all over IG. Wolfpack people, but a lot of those people are doing well, but a lot of those other people are not doing well. They lost a lot of money and lost a lot of time.
But my whole point of going back to that is like you go to scammers. If we was just to broaden it out just a little bit, just a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago, you had the lady coach Stormy, the one with the low vibration plates and mm-hmm. stuff like that. She is in a quote unquote mentorship, right? But her mentorship consists of trying to look like me, trying to do what I do, trying to be on the level that I'm on. Matter of fact, y'all go pay money to come on this cruise ship, or y'all go pay money so y'all can go through my closet and see the clothes that I wear. Y'all gonna pay this money to hear me talk and things like that. But most people would consider her a scammer and things like that. But you think in some way, in some form, that even in that scam that she's helping people?
Yeah.
How so? Because
if you talk to the lady that was talking about her plate,
no,
she said that she helped her.
Listen here, man. I am not believing your right hand man when it
Wait,
comes.
you think that's her right hand man?
That was her right hand man. That wasn't a random lady.
I thought that was her mentor. I mean, her mentee.
Yeah, but that's like her person. Like not like how everybody else can just pay for mentee. I'm just saying, like that's her, like her friend mentee, basically.
What do I mean? Like they friends or the mentee mentorship?
Basically,
is she paying her to be her friend?
Basically, it's like Tony saying that for me. Trust me.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't know enough about Stormy.
No, but my whole thing is, I'm not trying.
But her, the one that was getting disrespected, said that she was being helped. She helped her. That's what she said. It's like church. But if we being honest, it's like a lot of these churches where they spend a lot of their money helping making somebody else rich, even though they might not be in a great position in life. But that familyhood, that community that pastor built, helps a lot of people in dark times, even if they're being scammed.
Even if you got to pay $5,000 just to look through my closet.
Okay, we talking about Stormy, not
but I'm saying more times than not,
you being scammed.
But more times than not, to get that blessing, you have to give some type of monetary. Like, for example,
that's a scam.
If you, I'll talk about church right there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Well, if you gotta get money to get blessed.
No, but that's what they say. They say plant a seed. That is what most of these churches say. Plant these seeds, and then you will reap a harvest.
Okay, yeah.
It is not.
But that's not a blessing. that's just how God works.
But in my eyes, I'm like, actually, it's not even in my eyes. Scripturally, you can't earn a blessing. Like the blessing that's why it's called a blessing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's something that just comes to you. And because if it was all about earning it, then like, come on now, like, I'll be top earner or something like that. but no, my whole point when it comes to that is when it comes to helping people.
Yeah.
Because I want to brought up, I'm not trying to pick on nobody. I'm not trying to pick on Stormy. I'm not even trying to pick on Liver King. But when it comes to helping people, do you believe that you have to just help people without them having to give some type of monetary, even if it's not monetary, but some type of basically give and take type of thing? Is it a give and take type of thing? Because when I give to the homeless person or things like that, I'm not looking for him to give me anything because he don't have anything to give me. I am in the position of the giver. If I want to help people, then my goal should be to help people. To your point of anybody who put that as their mission statement, I just want to help people, and then that person becomes a millionaire, you got to put them through the scammer test. So is there a way to help people without it being such a monetary incentive for the one that's helping? Because I don't think it is.
I don't think it's wrong to make money off of helping people.
Okay. So
but just be honest that, this is a business. This is not, I'm not doing this out of the kindness of my heart, which I think a lot of scammers. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, people might not call them scammers. I'm calling them scammers because I think they're scammers. When you position your what you're doing as a means to help people versus like, this is a business, but our purpose in our business, which is one, to make money, is to help people in some type of way.
Help people too.
Yeah, okay. It gotta be too.
Okay.
Because if the business goes down, guess what? You're gonna limit the help that you give. So it's like it's not like you're doing this out of charity where it's like by any means necessary we're gonna help these people. Even if I have to take a pay cut, even if I have to do this for free, even if you're not doing that if the business goes down.
Yeah.
So it's the same way with like I think a lot of these scam artists, which I'm calling them, I understand some people might get offended by that. A lot of these scam artists, they position themselves in a way where people would think, oh, they're doing this out of the kindness of their heart. And even if they don't make money, they're going to even go out their way to help me. or they're going to go out the way to do this for me. And some people do that, you know. And like I said, there's exceptions to every rule. But I think majority of the people who position themselves, especially when it's a business oriented mission, don't they're and you know, maybe scam is maybe a little bit harsher word, but it gives a false representation of what they're trying to do. And I think the majority of them are doing it for the money more so than the helping of people.
If you're going by that, will you consider Deion Sanders a scammer? Just going off of what you just said, will you consider Deion Sanders a scammer?
Initially, I would say yes.
Okay.
The more I think about it, no.
How so? Now, I don't think he's a scammer either, and I don't think he's a sellout.
Yeah, me either.
I think he's a liar, but like
I don't know if he's a liar either.
I think he's a liar. I think he did that trick that people do in church, where it's like God told me, God sent me here, because what that does is it takes the accountability of your actions. It puts like, because nobody want to go against God. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. God sent me to HBCUs to fix HBCUs. And then God sent me to Colorado to go to Colorado. So I think like that's not, to your definition that you just said, you're not being honest in your initial purpose of why you got into coaching. You always wanted to coach in the Power 5. Initially, nobody gave you that position because you didn't have coaching experience. You used the HBCU to get that experience. No, that's a fact. Nobody gave him a job.
How we know that?
Because nobody gave him a job. But
you keep saying that, but how we know that he wasn't getting offers?
Because he would have took the job offer at a Power 5.
But how you know he didn't decline it?
Why would he decline a Power 5 job to go to HBCU to at the end of it go to a Power 5 a job?
Because he did what he said he wanted to do at the HBCU.
No, that's not how it. Listen, if that's the case, he'll be the one of one. And my thing is, I don't believe in that one of one.
I could agree with that. I don't believe he did that, but to say that that's a fact, I don't know if we can say that.
Allegedly, then. Allegedly. I'm just going off of your actions then. I'm just reading your actions and things like that. And to use the quote unquote, I'm coming to HBCUs to build HBCUs and things like that to help HBCUs, I don't think that's a fully honest purpose statement.
Yeah.
Compared to the definition or the example that you gave, like, hey, I'm coming here
to advance my career.
But while I'm doing that, I'm going to invest in this HBCUs because, for one, that's why that's the danger of a messianic figure, because everybody wants to believe in a savior.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to believe in this Messiah. He didn't save HBCUs.
No.
One person can't save HBCUs. Did he potentially? I don't even know if he even. I think that's too big of a task for one person. I think he made Jackson State a better campus than it was before he got there.
Yeah.
Even though they had legends there before and things and so forth, because Jackson State is a historic black school and things like that. So the problem with having a messianic figure, sometimes you get too much credit. Now, like, you starting to hear the stories of things basically going. You starting to hear the stories that people are making up about the things he's done at Jackson State, basically putting 20 on 10, kind of the same way as when Bill Cosby got arrested. People say, oh, they only doing this to Bill Cosby because he was about to buy NBC.
Yeah, but he didn't do it, though. I could say Deion did enough.
No.
He did, well, in the last 10 years, who did more for HBCUs than Deion?
Yeah, you said who?
Yeah.
I wouldn't put that on one person.
No, I'm saying who did more for HBCUs than Deion?
That we know of?
Or organization or anything.
That we know of? I would say.
Donald Trump.
Relax.
When you had that meeting with all the black people.
Relax. Cool. Chill.
Hey, yo, that was some funny times, man.
I think that's the wrong question to ask, to be honest.
Okay, what's the right question?
I think there is a collective. When it comes to HBCUs, and trust me, we're going to get back on topic. When it comes to HBCUs, me, honestly, this may be extreme. I don't think HBCUs should have sports.
We can have that conversation next.
That's just me. I don't think they should have sports. I actually think they should take the Ivy League route of investing in education.
Ivy Leagues have sports,
but they're not known for their sports.
Okay, but they have sports.
But my thing is, I believe, in my opinion, that they can have sports because they're not under resourced as HBCUs. Because HBCUs is under resourced, I feel like it makes no sense to build a new stadium for a school when, like, for example, Howard, even though it's a private institute, they had mushrooms growing on the ceiling. They had rats running through the halls and stuff like that. For the everyday experience that you have to go to get your education, the science labs is not up to date. I feel like, whoa, why are we worried about building a stadium?
Okay, it brings money. A lot of football programs.
HBCU football programs bring money?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know if they bring money in. But if they do well, it'll be a great money builder.
I can say that for Maryland. I sure can say that for PWI. I sure can say that for other schools that have a big program and stuff like that when it comes to their school. And that was in the ACC and things like that. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I can say that for HBCUs. But that's not my point when it comes to sports. Maybe we do that next episode or something like that.
Okay, cool.
But my whole point was, I think we're giving him too much. He deserves credit. Let me start with that. For what he done in Jackson State for his 3 years. Mm-hmm. But to ask that question of who did more for HBCUs than Deion Sanders?
In the last 10 years.
In the last 10 years, you have teachers there who've been teaching there, coaches there who only been coaching HBCUs and giving back to that HBCU that they serve at. Because more times than not, if you are a teacher or a professor or a coach at HBCU, you're not doing it for the money. You're doing it for the community, for the HBCU. I think I read something that more than 60% of black engineers come from HBCUs. And more times than not, they go and get some type of degree from an HBCU. Then they go out and then they make their money to get their career. And then they come back and teach at HBCU. I'm like, so more times than not, like, if there's an incentive, if money is the incentive, they're not going to HBCU first. Which, why people feel like what Deion did was kind of not all the way honest, because you're like, hey, man, it's not about the money, because more times than not, we probably would have took the job too. But it's the mission statement, to your point, of like, hey, number one, the first mission is I'm coming here because I don't have any coaching experience, so I'm coming here to get coaching experience to advance my career. In the process of me doing that, I am going to help this campus because I'm at this campus. You get what I'm saying? So it's tricky. That's why I'm like, I don't think I will call him a scammer. A liar, maybe, but not scammer.
I think the issue with that, with the HBCU, with Deion Sanders was, and for me, you have to be making money off of it. What? I don't think you made a lot of money off of helping, Jackson State. That was a 3-year, I think, because what?
You talk about for Deion?
Yeah.
You don't think he was making a lot of money for helping Jackson State?
Yeah.
I have a problem with that statement, but go ahead.
For who Deion Sanders is? You think you made the money that you're supposed to make?
I have a problem with what you said. I have a problem with that statement pertaining to Deion specifically.
Why?
With that statement, because even though rules are for everybody, there are exceptions. If Deion made a lot of money in his career, he's a rich guy, right? So the incentive to help people in his position shouldn't be to make money off of it. Even though you say you have no problem with people making money helping people. And my position is, if Deion can't stay to give back and not make money off of it as a rich millionaire already, who can? Who else can come in and do that? I can't do that as like a regular guy who has a salary, who has a family, who didn't make hundreds of millions of dollars and stuff like that. If Deion's the one that have millions, tens of millions of dollars and can't, quote unquote, depend on making money of helping that community or helping people, who else can do it? Who else can we depend on to help? And maybe depend is the wrong word, but I'm like saying that I don't think he was making money off of helping that much people in Jackson. I'm like, yo, he got tens of millions of dollars.
How we know how much money that man?
I understand.
Because a lot of these people be going broke.
That's not my problem.
So how you know he can make he has tens of millions of dollars
in his career? Of course, his contracts is public and things like that. Or the money he made, the money that you made compared to the money that you lost, that's a personal problem.
Yeah.
And if you lost that money being irresponsible or like whatever, you can't look at, okay, I'm gonna help people and make the money back that I lost as like my responsibility. It's like, no, like if I made this money, then it's my responsibility to keep that money.
Yeah, but that's a separate topic from.
But I'm just saying, like, if you saying, how do we know he had that money? We don't know what's in his bank account.
Exactly.
But I'm saying he's a millionaire compared to everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, they was paying him about $1 million for 3 years.
But I'm saying outside of if they didn't pay him, but of course they paid him and stuff like that. But I'm saying if we can't depend on a millionaire giving back, then who else can we depend on? Me? Like basically, I'm saying who else can burden that sacrifice of saying, you know what?
I don't need to get paid.
Huh?
I don't need to get paid.
Yeah, or basically not getting paid that much, to your words. Of, okay, he's helping people, but he ain't getting paid that much. But who else can burden that sacrifice outside of a millionaire?
But I don't know. That's a lot to ask for any man.
I get it.
Because you asking somebody to say, hey, it's one thing if you have few options.
What do you mean?
Meaning like, okay, I'm not going to get paid $5 million, $10 million. Let's say you don't have any money in the bank. You have $0 in the bank.
I have $0 in the bank.
You have this opportunity to volunteer and help out for like maybe $10 an hour, right?
Okay.
Or maybe $7 an hour. Let's even go $7 an hour.
Okay.
But it's really like volunteers, good work, and then you have about another place which is offering you about $5 million a year. If you have $0 in the bank, what kind of man is going to make that decision? Now, let's say you have $1 million in the bank. You could go here and go back to 7, but you put in the work and effort to be in a position in life to even get leverage to make $5 million an hour. It's not like somebody's just offering you $5 million. You put in that work to be in a position to get that. You're asking this man to say, okay, I understand I worked so hard in my life to get to this position where I deserve $5 million.
Yeah.
To then sacrifice that for it's not like he didn't put in the work for that.
I'm not saying it's not about the work, Chen. What I'm saying is teachers are not teachers because they want to be rich. Like
let's stop.
Come on, Chen.
Some of these teachers quit after 2-3 years.
I understand that, but I'm not talking about the ones that quit.
A lot of these teachers, and then you got another subset of teachers.
I'm not talking about the ones who quit.
But you have another subset of teachers who thought they would get into a career which is all rainbows and
I understand that, and they fell back into teaching. I get that. I'm not talking about.
Okay,
I'm not talking about the teachers that became teachers by mistake. I'm not talking about the ones who had a plan and then realized, like, oh man, my plan not working, but I need to make money while like I have this degree in math. I'm going to teach math. I'm not talking about those.
Okay.
I'm talking about teachers that want to become teachers and like actually put like the work and goal to become a teacher.
Okay.
And stuff like that. They are not becoming teachers to make money, to make millions of dollars, to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're doing it because of the passion that they have for teaching.
And you think a lot of these teachers that are in these bad schools want to be in these bad schools?
Now, granted, I understand the circumstances that they don't want to be in, but they love teaching. That goes to my point of HBCUs.
Do they?
Listen, man.
No. Let's have this conversation. Do they?
We had Princess on.
Hey, I'm not gonna put. Hey. Princess can come back on. She can tell us what she's doing now.
Okay. Don't tell me Princess work at the post office, man. Like, yo, man.
I'm just saying, to put that burden, and even Princess said she feels some type of way about the whole language of you have to love teaching to be a teacher. Teaching is a job.
Yes.
That's what she said. But
that doesn't mean. But she also said she loved teaching. She also said she loved being a teacher.
Yeah, but she said she doesn't. You shouldn't have to love teaching.
You shouldn't. But I'm not debating shouldn't or should or shouldn't. I'm not debating that. What I'm debating is you acting like well, let me not put that on you. I'm not saying you acting like. I'm saying what is coming off as like money always have to be the reward of, hey, I put in the work, I should get paid $5 million. If I put in a work of $10 million, I should get paid $10 million. Yeah. If there's any such thing, HBCUs, and this is not pertaining to just Deion, but I'm gonna use him as an example. If you know that HBCUs is undervalued and it's under resourced, off top they will not have the resource to put in the money that. They will not have the resource to put in the money equal to the work that you're going to put in because it's HBCU. Mm-hmm. So automatically, that has to change your view of HBCUs in the sense of your reason of being there. Mm-hmm. Many times than not, when I hear these other HBCU teachers or HBCU
LGBTQ
staff member talk, they never talk about the money because they know the money is not there. But they always talk about the thing that separates us from PWI is we prepare you for life, and we teach you somebody said this. We teach you the master's language, basically how to navigate in the world to where, we're not the majority and things like that. They talk about the community. They always talk about how, in like an HBCU, there's more of an intimate relationship with that professor because you got somebody that look like you that can straight prepare you for the world that you're about to go in. Mm-hmm. That's not about the money. Mm-hmm. That is about something totally different. And my whole question is, if Deion can't sacrifice the money, who can?
But he did.
But he didn't because he took the money to Colorado.
What do you mean? That was 3 years later, so you can't.
Come on.
Wait.
Come on.
Wait a minute.
Come on, man.
I mean, look, I agree with you to a certain degree, right? Like, if he wasn't.
Am I taking it too far?
What do you mean?
Like, basically, you said you agree with me to a point. At what point am I taking my stance too far? To the point where you don't agree?
Well, the thing is, you saying you're not calling him a scammer, but then the way you're going after him,
I'm not calling. I'm calling him a liar. It's different.
A liar about what?
I don't think God sent him to HBCU.
Okay, but we haven't talked about God sending him to HBCU for a while. We talked about him not being able to sacrifice the money to go to HBCUs or stay at HBCUs. You talk about him, not being able to not having not doing this to advance his career. Yeah. I get all that. But I'm saying he put in his time for the last 3 years. They won 2 championships. He renovated the whole football
the stadium was going to get renovated before he got there. But go ahead. That's my whole point of a messianic figure. We put more things that he did that he didn't do, but
is this a fact?
But we attach him. That's a fact. That it was already planning to get renovated before he got there. But that's just me. He did make some upgrades in the locker room, but the football stadium, stop it. He didn't do the football stadium, guys.
Okay, well that's why I heard he renovated the football stadium and the locker room, and then he put in some of his money for the locker room. Is that a lie?
No, he did help with some of the locker room.
Okay,
but the football stadium, no.
I heard that he called Walmart up to get new stuff. He called up a whole bunch of other places to get new stuff, jerseys and stuff for the football team. He won 2 championships for them. They never won. They haven't won in how many years before he got there? So he did a lot for Jackson State. And then there's people calling in saying that kids want to go to HBCUs since they heard about Deion Sanders.
I don't think that's a Deion Sanders thing, but I feel you.
I don't know if the HBCU's been more.
I think it's hard to pin it on one person because you understand one thing can happen that can trigger off other things. Mm-hmm. This is coming off where being black was during the time where he went to HBCU. Mm-hmm. This was coming off a time where being black was a big thing in the sense of because George Floyd just died and things like that. So there was a cultivation around like being around your community and things like that. Now HBCUs, the enrollment of it is down now, but I'm just saying during that time, I don't know if I want to put that solely like people want to enroll in HBCUs because of Deion Sanders. I don't think that's the case. I'm not putting that on one man, man.
The thing is,
one man should have all that power, bro.
The thing about Deion Sanders is he had a big, profound effect on a lot of people.
Yeah, he's
especially black males. Like black males who usually are into sports probably keep up with like. You see how these kids be showing up for these destroying videos? All these black kids, they all watch these people. And so the thing is, like, you probably never heard of a HBCU if you're a young black man. I know a lot. You heard about HBC? Well, we're a different generation, so we watched a different world. We watch a lot of these Cosby shows that don't show up now, and so a lot of these kids now they don't know about HBCUs. You ask a lot of kids in high school, "Hey, do you know about HBCUs?" They probably be like, "What is that? What is that?" A lot of them not even thinking about college. So for Deion Sanders to put a spotlight on HBCUs. Maybe it didn't change everybody's perspective of HBCUs, but for a lot of kids, a lot of black males, it did. And so for me, the only issue I had with Deion Sanders is the fact that he made it seem like he was there to make a revolutionary change in HBCUs, or I took it that way.
Okay,
and I don't know if that's my fault or if that's Deion's fault.
Well,
because the same thing happened with, and a lot of people are not gonna like this, Obama with a change you could believe in. A lot of people believed in that. Thought he was going to change the whole system. The fact that he was just a good president. He was a great president. But he wasn't a revolutionary president.
And there's nothing wrong with being a great president.
There's nothing wrong. Deion Sanders, a great coach. He put in his time at the HBCU. He gave them 2 championships. He only lost 5 games his 3 years he was there. That's a great coach. He did a lot for that school. So it's like, can I be mad at a coach that put in that won 25 games out of the 30 games they played? I don't know if I can. But I believe he was there to do more. Yeah. And that's my fault.
And maybe that is my church, quote unquote, going church ears that's listening. Because that's the trick that pastors do. They say things and let you fill in the blank. But really, they really say things to lead you on to basically oh yeah, he's here for HBCU because they say certain words to trigger and things like that. But they will always have the leverage to say, I never said that I was gonna be at Jackson State forever, or I never said that I never said that you would be blessed specifically. I never said that your bills. It's all. I don't want to say scam, but it's all murky. You know what I'm saying? But that's our fault.
Yeah.
Of wanting a messianic, and the reason why I'm using that word because I looked up that word and that's a word that I'm happy I found. That's our fault of wanting one messianic figure to come in and be a savior at HBCU. One person can't save HBCUs. Jackson State is not going to be the same when Deion leaves.
No,
it's just not.
It's not.
And people say Deion laid down the blueprint for other. No,
that's not true.
They are things that's specific to one person, and that's why I was saying if Deion can't make that sacrifice, do not look at the next black coach who doesn't have the money that Deion has. So they can't make the sacrifices that Deion can make.
It's not a sacrifice for that coach.
What do you mean it's not a sacrifice?
You think okay?
No, I'm saying Deion can make sacrifices because he got millions of dollars. He has sponsors and money and stuff.
But you saying
outside of being a coach,
make the sacrifice. Other people can't make those sacrifices. If anything, that's a blessing they get coach at Jackson State.
No. Depends. It depends. You have the great Eddie. You have the great Eddie Robinson, right?
Don't know who that is.
I know, right? He is a legendary HBCU coach. Mm-hmm. He could have went into the league. He could have coached it. He could have went into the league.
White, black?
Black guy.
How many black coaches, head coaches?
He could have went to the league. Right? Maybe. Well,
coaching or playing?
Coaching. But when I say coaching,
what year is this?
Listen.
What year is this?
I'm saying credential-wise, he had the credentials.
What year is this?
This is years ago. This is years ago.
Like 1990s, 2000s.
I would go that far.
2000s.
Probably like 90s, going to 2000s.
He wasn't going to the league.
Okay.
He wasn't going to the league. I know that much. I might not know sports.
Listen.
But I know he wasn't going to the league.
When I say going to the league,
he had the credentials.
I'm saying he had the credentials, right?
Cool. But we know what's up.
Right. Excuse me, matter of fact, let me take that back. Let's say a little bit before the 2000s. Let's say even earlier. So he probably definitely wasn't going to go to the league. Right,
but he had the credentials.
He basically what I'm going to the credentials.
Yeah,
I'm going to the credentials. Like Eddie Robinson, because he was
that good.
He was coaching in the 50s, going to 60s, 70s. But my whole thing is he had the credentials to be in the league. Now, would the league let him in? Right, but my whole point is the fact that he committed his career. People can look at him as a
blueprint,
as a revolutionary blueprint.
Okay.
Because he committed his whole coaching career to HBCUs.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he now forget the league, let me not even go that far. He could have went to another school in college, depending which year, which what I mean. He could have went to another power school and things like that, maybe. But my whole point is, people can look at that as the blueprint.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders is he's not the everyday man.
No.
So
probably top 5 in the NFL history.
No, he's not top 5, but he's definitely top
10.
He's definitely in
some people argue
top 10 position wise. In his position, he may be top 3.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But because there's so many positions, like as great as Deion Sanders was, I don't think I put him over Ray Lewis. You get what I'm saying? Like Ray Lewis probably go down as like top 20, probably top 3 in his position. But my whole point is, and my question, I guess it's a rhetorical question, is if I'm a millionaire, I want to believe that I can burden into some sacrifices that doesn't include me getting incentivized by money.
Mm-hmm.
If I already made my millions. So if I go to HBCU, I want to believe that I know you can't pay me $40 million in like a span of 4 years, right? But I came to a HBCU to give back to my people. I'm just using HBCU as an example. I don't want to then turn the other leaf and turn to the other side and be like, well, y'all not paying me or y'all not giving me no type of incentive to do the work that I'm doing and things like my thing is I can burden that sacrifice because I have the money. I have the resources compared to somebody else coming in who wants to help that can only take a minimum amount of sacrifices. And my thing is, if Deion can't take that sacrifice, and granted, maybe it's on us to thinking he should take that sacrifice. To him, he told us from the beginning, because Deion been in the limelight for over 30 years. He always said it always been about the money. That's what he always said. You know what I mean? It was our fault for believing that he singing a different tune. He literally got a song saying it must be the money. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's our fault for believing, like, Deion, you're not the same Deion from, like, back when you was, like, in your 20s and things like that. You're not going to take the money. You're going to stay here and be basically the Obama of HBCUs because you can burden that sacrifice. You know Jackson State is not going to give you your true worth of the work you're going to do. But you can take that sacrifice because you're Deion Sanders. Maybe that's our fault for thinking that. Maybe. Or maybe he left enough blanks for us to leave it in so he don't have to put, his words on it. He could put, God's words on it and stuff like that. and nobody want to go against God. People who don't even like go to church and pray and read the Bible all the time, they don't even want to go against God. They're like, man, who are you to say that God didn't send him to HBCU and God didn't send him to Colorado? It's just so funny how whenever things that may seem like an unpopular decision or something that may cause some type of ruckus, we just throw God in the situation. There's a story, and this is not the power on Deion. There's a story. I sent it to you. He went to the car years ago, like back in the early 2000s. He went to the mechanic, and the mechanic said, "Hey, it gonna cost $500 to fix this thing on your car." Deion Sanders said, "The Lord told me only pay you $1,400." It's so funny that the Lord never tells you to pay them more than what you owe.
Sometimes, but those stories don't get reported.
yeah. But this story. This is the praise the Lord discount. You know what I mean? Praise Jesus discount. When you have stories like that in your past, it's hard for me to believe that Jesus or God sent you anywhere. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I personally don't like talk like that because it removes the accountability and like it puts I don't want to say a mystical figure in front of my actions, but it puts something in someone you can't see. You can't prove it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, even on that, right? If you look at a lot of the figures in the Bible, especially towards the end, they made a mission not to take money. Because they didn't want people to think that they were only for the money. And it's like, look, man, I'm broke. I'm homeless. Y'all disrespect me because I'm homeless. And so, when you start looking at a lot of people who talk God this, God that. You also got to see what type of life they live in.
Yeah.
If they're taking money and they're, living a wealthy life and say, I'm doing this because God told me to do it.
You got to question that.
Yeah. Nah, if you lose money, it's like, okay. But that's kind of sad as well because, but yeah, I think overall, I think for me, like, I don't care if you scamming. If you're scamming people and you're not stealing money, cool, whatever, cool. Hey, have us believe whatever we have to believe.
Yeah. If
you taking people's hard-earned money and you're making people believe in a dream, not scamming people. If you're making people believe in a dream, and this whole idea of you helping them or trying to make their lives better or this and the third, but in order for them to get to a point where their life is better, you need to take money from them.
Yeah,
then I consider you a scammer.
Yeah.
Or a potential scammer. Yeah. And I'm wary about you.
Yeah. So, and in all be all, we don't believe in you, Liver King. Coach Stormy, I guess you just caught us straight in the middle of this. You wasn't really the topic of discussion.
Coach Stormy is a scammer though. Actually, I don't know. I don't know her business. I really don't know what she does.
A lot of these people are just tricky. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Deion, I don't consider you a sellout or a scammer.
But you do sell dreams.
You are a snake oil salesman.
That's a scammer. That's why I think you think he's a scammer.
Okay, maybe car salesman. I don't know, because he has the character. Because it's kind of like this. People need to stop lying and saying that they're a fan of HBCUs. They're not, because they start saying things like Deion is the reason why HBCUs is on TV, and that's not true. The Bayou Classic has been on TV for over 30 years and things.
On HBU, I thought it was on BET, but they don't show BET.
It's on TV.
What channel?
I don't know what channel. I think that's ESPN.
Oh, okay.
But my whole point is HBCU's been on TV as long as I can remember and things like that. Just say you're not a fan of HBCUs. You're a fan of Deion, and there's nothing wrong with that. Be a fan.
No, you can't say that.
But people don't want to say that, but that's the truth. It's kind of like me. I'm a fan of Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's a NASCAR driver. Mm-hmm. I am not a fan of NASCAR. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? I'm not invested in the sport. When Dale wins, I'm like, good for Dale. Or Bubba Wallace, the black NASCAR driver. I'm like, when Bubba wins, I'm like, nice. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I am not a fan in NASCAR. That's what most of these people are. Most of these people are not fans of HBCUs. They don't care what happened to HBCUs. They only using it as a deflector of saying like Deion.
Yeah, no, you're right. If he just came in and he was like, yo, I'm a winner. I'm going to go to this school. I'm going to win. I'm going to destroy. It don't matter if it was an HBCU or Power 5. I'm going to win regardless. I'm the best coach ever. And if he came in talking like that, he would have no problem right now. He did what he said he did. He's a winner. He won most of his games. And now he's going to a Power 5 to win over there.
Hopefully and truth be told, I hope he has success over there.
Nah, me too.
I hope he has success.
That's a big look for black coaches.
Because, I don't know about that, but because Colorado been hiring black coaches. But my whole point...
they've been losing.
Yes, but my whole point is, this is where it becomes unfair to Deion. Where if he was to lose, because he's going to a conference where the competition is 10 times more than HBCU.
Yeah.
I hope that people have grace with Deion if he has a losing season. You get what I'm saying?
Why?
And not be like...
Why grace?
Because I don't want him or black people to get these opportunities in these positions.
Oh, I see what you're
saying.
And
then, like, when they don't start off good at it, they just quick to throw them out, and then all of a sudden use that as the quote-unquote blueprint of why, you know.
Don't hire black people.
Exactly. It's like, nah, man. Like Deion never coached in this position. It's going to be competition. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And Deion knows it's going to be tough. And that's why I hope, for his sake, that, like, he sticks with it and that he has some type of success over there.
Yeah.
Because that would be a bad look on black people. Not him winning and things like that. Because I think people just go attribute that to Deion. I don't think people go attribute that to black people. and things like that. But I don't want.
Wait, why? Why is that?
Nah, because Deion is such a big character that, like, you can literally say there's not a lot of people like Deion. Like he's such a, like, he walks in the room and people, like, feel something. You get what I'm saying? Like, he always been that way. And I think people would attribute his success to just him. Like, he don't even go by his name. He's not Coach Sanders.
Coach Prime.
Like, that's his alter ego. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, any success, I think they're just going to attribute that to Deion. Like, you know, Deion smart, things like that. But I want them to have that same energy where if he have any failure, I don't want them to be like, oh, black people shouldn't be. No. If Deion,
Say Deion.
Deion failed. Okay?
Deion sucks.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
I'll just say anything else to that.
Yeah, the man said, don't call him Deion, call him Coach Prime. So we apologize, Coach Prime. No, for real.
You ain't my coach, so I call you Deion. Okay.
That's mad disrespectful. Coach Prime.
Yeah, or at least Mr. Sanders. I'm not. You're not my coach, and I'm gonna wear slides and tank tops, and be on my phone in the meeting. That's probably why I never played on the football team.
Why?
It's too militant for it not to be the military. You know what I'm saying?
That's Coach Prime's.
No. The football coaches by itself is like the military. Like, football in itself, it has, like, you know, that type of vibe.
Nah, in my high school coach football team.
Well, that's high school, and y'all not a high. Your school wasn't a football school. I say yours was like, even though it's like one of the major
in Baltimore.
Like, but I'm like.
But I said out in Baltimore now.
Yeah, I'm just like, y'all not really football people, man. Y'all fake. Y'all be good, man. Enjoy y'all week, man. Blessings.